have you with us on this edition of the Urban Debate. We continue for the second straight day our focus here at 8 p.m. on India's vaccination policy, the demand, the supply, the blame game and the fight between the states and the center, the on-ground reality where on one hand you have some centers where there's hardly anybody coming in. On the other hand, you have centers where there are huge crowds, long queues and not enough doses. The opposition ruled states right from Maharashtra to Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Chhattisgarh have cited major vaccine crunch and their struggle to vaccinate the people. Not that they are the only ones who are facing this problem. In fact, even BJP governed states or NDA governed states from Madhya Pradesh to Bihar are facing similar problems of low supply or low stocks. Now, the center though has turned around and said, you plan and vaccinate as per dose availability, which is ironical because if you actually see back in June, the center seemed to say that the states are going too slow with the vaccine drive and the states need to speed up on their vaccination drive. Now the center is saying, wait, hold on. We're telling you how much you will get in a month. So plan it out, space it out and then use it. Don't finish it off right in the beginning and then say there is a shortage and create useless panic unnecessarily. So that debate still continues on how should one go about it and why is it that we are still not able to, at least on a month-on-month basis, increase our pace too much. But there is one other aspect to us, a part which is perhaps more fixable than lack of vaccine doses as a problem. And that is the part about what's going on with the private hospitals. Now remember, the policy has changed multiple times, but as things stand, starting 21st of June, there is 75% quota for the states that the center sources and gives it to the states. And then there is 25% quota, that's 1/4 of all the vaccine doses that are meant for the private hospitals where they can charge money and use those. Now the central government itself is talking about issues in a policy that they brought in. They say many private hospitals haven't placed order in proportion to the quantum that was kept away with them, for them. Some amount has been earmarked, but the hospitals aren't ordering as per that. They also said that in a few states, there are some hospitals who are placing order but not paying. There are some who've made the payment but are not picking up stock. And then there are those who've picked up the stock but are vaccinating at a very slow pace, so they haven't used all of the stock that they have. Now, right when this policy was announced, there was much questioning and debate about whether 25% was too big an amount to give to the private hospitals. Today, I'm going to go back to that question and ask that if giving such a big chunk, 1/4 of their total doses, to the private hospitals, leading to inequitable distribution and slowing down the entire process. If they're not able to use it or they don't want to use it, is there a possibility that vaccine doses are just lying around without being used in that quota? And if not, then who's going to fix this problem? Isn't it the state's responsibilities? Aren't the states supposed to speak to these hospitals and find out what's going on? So let's say good evening to the panelists who are joining us. Neeti Jain of the BJP, Clyde Crasto of the NCP, Mr. Saravanan of the DMK joins me this evening. Dr. D.K. Gupta, CMD for Felix Hospital, joins us this evening. Dr. Sameer Mehta, Vice Chairman for Dr. Mehta's Hospitals. He's President for the Association of Healthcare Providers of India. Murli Neelkantan, lawyer specializing in healthcare law, has been very closely watching and analyzing India's vaccine policy. I want to start off first with Mr. Sameer Mehta and get an understanding of what's going on, Mr. Mehta, because now multiple times the center has indicated that there is some problem with the vaccines that are meant for the private hospitals and the pace with which these hospitals are either picking them up or even administering them.
I think first of all, everybody should acknowledge this was one of the toughest problems that anyone has to face, right? Trying to vaccinate 900 plus million people who are in the right age bracket across the country is the single biggest problem humanity faces anywhere on the planet. And I think in wave one, clearly the government did hats off a sterling role. I think also we have to give a lot of credit to the state governments, both in Tamil Nadu, the current one, the DMK party, as well as the previous one, for actually having done a pretty good job. Our misfortune as a state is the fact that we had an election that came partway through wave 2 and when the vaccine change came about. So the reality on the ground is, I think in wave 1, the government really was exceptionally helpful to private hospitals, but in very small quantities. And at a very early stage, vaccinating a small percentage of the population. In wave 2, of course, and subsequently what we have today is we're trying to vaccinate a much larger number of the population. We're having to fight a lot more fake news. We're having to fight sentiment of no longer the early desired, desperate folks for the vaccine, but now much more people who also have skeptics, who are uncertain, who now have reasons where they read up on the press or read up from various different sources that maybe the vaccine is safe or unsafe. Look, I think anyone who's in the healthcare or scientific community understands this is the single biggest defense against COVID. Anywhere in the world is the vaccine. If you have access to a good vaccine, please take it now. We in Tamil Nadu, I can honestly say through AHPI, through the state government and through the AHPI, the Association of Healthcare Providers of India, have been able to vaccinate, I think, a significant amount of the population. It's still a fraction, right? So I think most people look at the percentage of the population covered and we say that, wow, you haven't done too much. But I think the sense on the ground is there's a fundamental challenge in trying to find which private hospitals and which government hospitals are the right units and how much we can predictably give those units so that they can vaccinate people. And that is a logistics problem. It is not really a planning problem because you can do macro planning, but operational logistics is a fundamentally different beast. We've all faced days where we've had people wait in queues and then the very next day you have absolutely nobody wait in the queue. So our own predictability on a day-to-day level is in high question mark. But that being said, I think AHPI has helped distribute over 250,000 vaccines to some of the smaller cities, some of the smaller hospitals. I think we have to give the state government a lot of credit, how they've managed to work with the central government to actually get a lot of people vaccinated on the ground.
No, but what
Still
explains, Mr. Mehta,
think,
of course, everybody agrees that it's a daunting task, not easy for anybody, it's unprecedented, but only if we're able to find out the causes and the hurdles that we're facing and the cause behind that, will we be able to fix it? So let me ask you this question. Hospitals who've made payments but are not picking up the stock, or hospitals who've taken the stock but are not administering it all? Two key issues that the center has now highlighted to the states and publicly mentioned multiple times. Why is this happening?
So I think the reality is the hospitals that were given early allocation were very large corporate hospitals. So they ordered in bulk, and these are the top corporate private hospitals in the country. They basically started placing orders well above the scale that they could effectively distribute, if you ask me honestly. But they also had a high degree of unpredictability at the start. I think a lot of the small hospitals, and I think we forget that most of India is run by government hospitals, by mission hospital, by trust and community hospital. The corporate and what I would say the large, either publicly listed or private equity funded hospitals represent less than 10% of healthcare in the country. So expecting those folks to get the private allocation, and they got it disproportionately, to be very clear, I think is not really a fair reflection of what India needed or what is successful. So if they were not able to plan effectively, that's an individual problem.
Okay.
I think most of the smaller guys struggled to actually get doses, and there the state really did help.
Okay, so let me take that point across to the other hospital representative and ask this question now to Dr. Gupta. Would you agree that, you know, while, and this part of course, everybody knows that the bigger hospitals and the big chains were able to, you know, place orders and quickly get the vaccine doses in the initial days itself, but it's the smaller ones who struggled even a couple of months ago. What is the situation now? Are the smaller hospitals still on, you know, at a disadvantage, since everybody now can go ahead and place the order on CoWIN and get it in a couple of days?
I think if you look back and see the chain of events happened in last like weeks, basically not last in 1 month, I think there was few corporate hospital who has got vaccines from this company Serum Institute of India or Bharat Biotech. Small and medium sized hospitals did not get that, and initially there was margin high and there were no capping of the rates. Therefore, they were very interested and they were inoculating significant population across the metros and wherever they are situated till at the time. But in after that, we tried to get, like, we are medium-sized hospital. We are having 200 beds in Noida, and we tried to get vaccine. And we got it after several efforts. But after 21st of June, and before that, 1 week of 21st June, there was a declaration from the government of India that vaccine will be provided free of cost. Suddenly, there was a steep decline in the inoculation process. All the citizens who were willing to pay and get vaccine, they thought that they will get vaccine free of cost everywhere in the government centers. Therefore, there were long queue on the government centers, and the whole crowd that moved from the private to government centers. Now there is confusion. The vaccine is also shortage in supply. The government centers, government CBC, government COVID vaccine centers. Also, there is interruption of supply because of new guidelines, new policy announced by the government of India. That is, the now all private hospitals will get vaccine through CBC or through the portal or through the state government. There will be requisition from the private hospital. Any private hospital can now give requisition to the central government through state government, and now through NHA portal, National Health Authority portal, they will do the payments, and after payment they will receive the vaccine. This is basically a new step. It will take time to stabilize it because there are so many challenges. Starting from the PO generation to order posting to the payment and the delivery of the vaccines, I think it will take time to being smooth in maybe next will take 1 or 2 weeks. But still, because of there is a confusion, there are so many companies, there are so many corporates who are willing to pay and get inoculation for their employees. Now they are not interested because government saying they are providing free vaccine.
Okay.
I think government clearly tell that they are providing vaccine free of cost. Those who cannot afford it, but those who can afford, they should go to the private hospital. And the companies, corporates, there are so many CSR funds, there are political parties, they are having political funds, NGOs, they are having much family, like they are having so too much fund with their account.
So you are definitely saying, Dr. Gupta, that there is a drop also in demand because people now have the option of getting it free in the government centers. In fact, Murli, we've been asking across cities, we've been speaking to hospitals off the record to get a sense as well. Some of them even went to the extent of saying, on weekdays we don't see too much crowd because that's when people are going to the government centers, and come weekend when the government centers are probably shut, we actually see more walk-ins to our end. From Tamil Nadu to Delhi, it seems people are choosing the free vaccines than the paid ones. But my concern is, since we've allocated 1/4 of the entire stock to them, is that a problem? Should we then just reduce that allocation?
I think this question to me?
No, to Murli. Yes.
Yeah, I think we've had several issues. First is that over the last 2 weeks that new policy was announced, we've had 4 changes to that policy itself. So in the Prime Minister's speech, the policy that was announced on 21st June, the states were to aggregate demand from private hospitals and send it to central government. Then the center said it would allocate on a 75-25 basis. Then the change was, that doesn't work, so hospitals will use CoWIN. And the quota for each hospital would be based on what they have done in the previous month. Now, that is not a reliable number because there was not enough supply. Then there was a change which said, okay, that doesn't work. Please directly order from CoWIN and get it directly from the manufacturer. So if in 3 weeks you have 5 changes to the policy, then clearly nobody knows what is happening. I had said last month when the Prime Minister announced his policy that by taking away the incentive to the private hospitals will not participate. Earlier, they made a large profit on these vaccines, up to 100%. Now they're making 150 rupees. That's your first problem. The second problem is that if you look at the run rate, most of the orders were placed before 21st June and they made a profit on it. Orders have dropped since 21st June because they're not making a profit on it. To say that there is hesitancy is just absolutely wrong. If you see the throngs of people in the vaccination centers, you have thousands of them. If they are turned back, they're not going to come back again. So every day and every time that people go to a vaccination center, don't get a vaccine, they're not going to come back tomorrow. It's not like a pub crawl, right? You go from one pub to another, to another, to another to figure out what is the cocktail there. People are not going to run from one vaccination center to another day after day after day to get vaccines if they don't get it the first time. So we have a combination of problems here. There are no vaccines. That is causing the queues. When people are turned away, they don't come back. So to say that there is hesitancy, private hospitals are doing a great job, all that kind of takes away from the fact that we don't have enough vaccines. If we had 19 crore vaccines, the situation would have been very different. What we have for July is 12. What was promised was 19. So there's a big difference there. And that is really the issue. Hospitals in the private sector cannot deliver 25%. The government was asked this question, and their answer to it was, you got it completely wrong. We have statistics to show that 66% of the private spend of individuals in this country, out-of-pocket expenses as we call, for healthcare is in the private sector. And therefore, 25% is not much. That is completely wrong. The 65% is because the private hospitals charge more and the public hospitals are free. So to say that 65% is spent in private hospitals and therefore 25% is not much, this is completely irrelevant logic that's been given by the government. So the combination of getting the plan wrong, not understanding the logistics, not incentivizing the hospitals anymore to do it, they're all coming to bite us. And we predicted all this. Then we spoke a couple of days, the day after the Prime Minister's speech, and we said all of this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised it's happening. I'm just shocked that it is.
Yeah. And, Saravanan, on the face of it, it would look like, why is... okay, so let me first just go across to Neeti, because there are some comments that have been made about the policy itself that Neeti needs to defend, and then Saravanan and Clyde can come in. Yes.
All right. So taking all of these and answering to Sir, it wasn't 65% of the spend. It was 55% of population that seeks and gets medical care and health services from private hospitals. 62% ailments in rural India and 71% in urban India were treated in private hospitals. So the private hospitals give a wider reach to the people, and that is why it was decided that 25% of the quota can go to the private hospitals for the people who are willing to pay and can afford to pay for the services that they get in the private hospitals, to lower the crowding in the public hospitals and the public facilities. It was a decision that was taken to that end. Again, I don't want to politicize this with you because you are not a political spokesperson. But that said, this is something that the states need to handle with the private hospitals as well. Where does the vaccination come in, and where all does it go, in what districts does it go? This is the state government that needs to do, whichever party the state government is from. So that is something that is a issue of the state regulation and the state government that needs to be taken care on that end.
But Neeti, at the end of the day, a quarter of the total stock, whatever it may be, 12 crore or 13.5 crore or 16 crore and 18 crore, and frankly, I'm just confused even looking at the Supreme Court affidavit by the government, because there are so many numbers and so much different kind of math available there that one has no idea about the doses coming in and the doses that are expected. Irrespective, whatever be the number, 1/4 will still be for the private hospitals. And if that isn't getting smoothly utilized, why don't we just reduce it? Clyde, why don't we just reduce it?
As of yet, just give me 30 seconds with this, Tanvi.
Okay.
As of yet, this is the policy that has been going on. 6th of July is when the states have come out and written to the central government about the issues that are ongoing. The central government has asked the private hospitals and the health secretaries to take care of what is going on with the private hospitals. This is the government that has taken very proactive steps in correcting if something is not right. So let's not say that this is something which is going on and will go on. I think this is something that the state governments need to take care of on their end before we completely junk the entire policy that has been created with sufficient amount of thought that has gone into this.
Okay, yes, Clyde Crasto.
Tanvi, what I'm trying to tell you here is, I've been listening to all that has been told. The fact of the matter is, this whole policy, the vaccination policy, has been flawed right from the beginning. Now, we had the Supreme Court also saying that, this needs to be looked into properly because there are flaws in that. Now, right in the beginning, we've been talking about how the vaccine, who's going to procure the vaccine, who's going to give the vaccine. The center has been dilly-dallying, going back and forth in its policy, saying that, okay, we will supply policy. Then one day they said, you have to buy the policy. Then one day they said, the policy changes, goes, you buy the vaccines, you give the vaccines. The fact is now, what they've come up with is the private players, the hospitals, can actually go on to COVID and buy vaccines on their own. Then if you're going to talk about the state, taking care of all these things, fair enough. The state has the capacity, and I'm not just saying Maharashtra, I'm sure every state in the country, whether it's BJP government, non-BJP government, it has the capacity to take care of its own people. That is right. But the fact is, if you allow somebody to come to you directly, then there is a gap. You don't know who's buying what from whom. So if you're asking the state to take care, then why don't you just produce all, or supply all the vaccines to the state? Let the private players in that same percentage, whether it's 25%, let them pick it up from the state. So the state has a record of every dose vaccine that has been given out or administered. So state, in his job, will report to the center and give them the data that, listen, you gave us so much vaccine. You told us how to do the bifurcation. And here what it is, and the private players have bought so much, and this is how it is.
So you're saying, Clyde, because I am genuinely very confused about this, you're saying the states don't know how much the private hospitals in their state are getting and how they're using it?
As of now, like the doctor earlier spoke, I couldn't get the name because I was trying to connect in that. He's saying there will be a policy where the state will have the data as to what is happening, who's buying. At the moment, a private hospital can just get onto COVID and go and order.
Yeah.
And they can stock it. So if they go directly onto COVID
and
order a stock, how does the state know what they've ordered?
Okay. Saravanan, is that a big problem?
Yes.
One minute. 1 minute, Neeti. I'll come to you.
Sir,
1 minute, Neeti.
A complete data that says this is the amount of vaccine that is going to the government hospitals and this is going to the private hospitals. This is a data that I have. If you want, I can send it to you via your...
No. So that data, 1 minute, please. 1 minute. I have seen that there is one entire table which is there in the affidavit as well for the July allocation, which is just an out and out 75:25% kind of a division. That doesn't mean necessarily on ground what is happening. Where is that data? I don't know. Saravanan, do you have that data?
Yes.
Just 1 minute. Do you have the data what the hospitals in your state are getting, when they're getting it and how much they're using?
Yeah. See, I think we have a fair idea of what is the kind of usage because the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu has quoted that in his letter. He has pointed out. See, firstly, I would say that this is an avoidable blunder. Nowhere in the world any government is charging for vaccines. India is the only government in the whole world which is charging for vaccines. I think that speaks volumes about the way this country is being governed by the BJP. That being said, let's come to this controversy of this 25% allotted to the private hospitals. So the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu writes a letter to the central government that the private hospitals are not fully utilizing the vaccines allocated to them, this 25%. They are only able to vaccinate around 10% or 4 to 5% of what has been allocated to them. So this 25% allocated to them should be brought down. You asked that question. There is no answer from the BJP spokesperson. They don't have answer. Why this 25%? Who is profiteering from this? Who is profiteering from this pandemic? That is an important question. Apart from that, this is not only the issue. The other issue being the states are not being equally allocated. There is no equitable distribution of vaccines across all the states. They waxed eloquence on the Supreme Court. Like you said, they filed an affidavit that 18 to 44, it is proportionate to the population. But in the case of Tamil Nadu, it is disproportionately low. Only 302% per 1,000 population vaccines are allocated. For Gujarat, it is 500. For Karnataka, it is 493. For Rajasthan, it is 443. Why should Tamil Nadu alone be penalized? There is no answer from we have written letters. We have been repeatedly pointing this out to the union government, but they are keeping quiet about it. And I don't know what is this fascination with Gujarat, except the Gujarat is the only state which is rain or shine, they are getting the vaccines. All the other states, I'm comparing the state of Tamil Nadu, they are not getting enough vaccines. In the month of July, the union government promised that they will send 71 lakh doses to us. But how much doses they have given to us so far? 10 lakh doses. This is how they
for
say
the
so
month
many times
of
in the
July,
Supreme Court.
For the month of July, 71 lakh were allocated to Tamil Nadu versus a bigger, more popular state of Uttar Pradesh that's also going to polls that got 1.9 crore as allocation. But Saravanan, you are saying of the 71 lakh, you've not even got more than what, 10 lakh?
10 lakh. We have got just 10 lakh vaccines.
So then, here is a very crucial problem. And this is the other one, Niti. The central government says, we've told you in advance how many doses you're going to get for the month. But if half the month has gone by and you've only given 10 of the 70 lakh, then what is the state supposed to do with its planning?
Look, I'm not going to comment on the state-specific number because I am not sure about that. But the point here is that the vaccine allocation is being done on pro rata basis depending on the population of the state, and which is what is being given to the states, and the number has been given to you when you are getting it in the first half and when you are getting it in the second half of the month. How do you allocate this, sir? It is not about Gujarat. Maybe Gujarat is just managing it much better than Tamil Nadu is. I'm not finger pointing here.
No way.
In the way of COVID, sir, I have always said that this is not a political issue. This is something that we need to fight as a country. I am not pointing fingers here. But the point is, no, sir, we are not. We have been giving it out on pro rata basis on a very transparent table that has been given to everybody and to the Supreme Court and the media. So we are doing it in this very transparent manner. It makes no sense to be finger pointing. These are our, let's not even go on the imported vaccines, which the Congress party has been saying imported vaccine, a mystery. It is not a mystery. There are issues that need to be sorted there. And that is a huge chunk that the government had thought would come in. But then there is indemnity clause. There are companies that are asking for the sovereign buildings to be put up as collateral in different countries. So those are issues that need to be sorted before we have those vaccines come in. So the point is that this is a vaccination that is manufactured and developed in India. Just imagine what would happen if the Prime Minister had not supported and made this happen with, obviously the scientists did it, but it was also the government will and vision to do this and have this vaccination manufactured in the country.
If you want us to pat your back for partially doing your job, it's going to be a little difficult right now.
This is not partial.
This is partial. This is partial because we don't know what the rest of it is. We did not go ahead and even begin to place our orders with anybody else up until summer this year. A year ago, last summer is when rest of the countries were doing that. The problems that you're citing, Niti, and all valid problems, whether for Sputnik or for Moderna or for Pfizer, are problems you would have discovered had you actually had these conversations 6 months ago with these companies. Murli, 6 months ago.
Can I get a minute?
Yeah, now Clyde, I'm coming to you. Just let me bring in Murli Neelkantan on this point.
Respond to the BJP
because there is also a problem that even now the government doesn't seem to be getting what they're estimating, Murli, even now. Even for this month, with the basis their estimates, they're about 16 crore doses short.
And we haven't placed orders beyond 80 crores. So the problem is not just this month, Tanvi, is that in August and September, we won't have doses. We have only placed order for 80 crores. And 80 crores will be a third of the population need to be vaccinated. What happens to the other 2/3? We are now in July, and I can't understand why the government still won't order vaccines. It has only ordered 80 crores so far. And that is in the affidavit to the Supreme Court. That has come out of the RTI. So this is not something that is to be explored with any jumla here. We have not ordered 2 billion doses. And to me, that question still hasn't been answered. Why has the government still not ordered 2 billion doses? What are we waiting for?
Because the vaccinations that have been provided to the states are still lying unused and they're not being utilized in the states even now.
No,
the government.
that's the problem. You're
The
not
government-
buying.
Please, can I
But
comment?
that is the problem. You're not buying a medicine off the shelf, which is just lying there, and you need to walk into a supermarket
can I
and
come
pick
in,
it up. You place an order today, you will get it next year, Neeti. That's exactly what is
Tanvi.
being said. Placing an order today is not going
No,
to
if
give
you're
us the
talking
vaccine
about-
doses today.
If you're talking
Yes,
about
Clive.
Covishield and Covaxin, if you're talking about
Tanvi.
Covishield and Covaxin, those are the medicines that are being manufactured in the country.
I'll tell you
anyway,
what,
right? If you're talking
Covishield
about
and
international,
Covishield and Covaxin are also not able to deliver to you what they had indicated their manufacturing capacity will be. I don't know if the government has gone back to Serum Institute and questioned this institute on how they do manage to find manufacturing capacity to now start making Sputnik vaccines when you are not using the same to give us more Covishields, and we waited and waited and waited week after week after week for more doses. So please, let's not go there. If these are the blunders that need to be fixed and should be fixed even now. Clive Craster, to you, and then I go back to the two private hospital representatives we have. Yes.
Yeah. Tanu, just give me a little time. I'm trying to be brief, but point here is taking from what the BJP spokesperson was saying. She said the vaccines are given to states on pro rata basis or in proportion. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You and I, we've discussed on debates before that if you see the caseload of Maharashtra, if you see the population of Maharashtra, there was a time when other states where the population is less and the caseload is less was getting more vaccine than the state of Maharashtra. Even today, last week we could not inoculate people because there was not enough stock. And I'll tell you something, there was always talks going on that, well, if we can't provide you whatever we provide you, you should make use of those things. That's what Maharashtra is doing. We vaccinated more than 3 crore 79 lakh people. And the point here is we have the capacity of inoculating 10 lakh people, which we can go up to 15 lakhs a day. We need 3 crore vaccines a month. And the point here is we need to inoculate as many people as soon as we can so that they are all safe. The point here is the government keeps on changing its policy. Now, you spoke about Serum Institute. Now, on the 1st of May, when the government suddenly declared that, listen, now the states will buy their own vaccine, okay, and they can start doing the vaccination drives on their own. But when the state went to Serum said that the stock that we had has already been provided to the center, so we can't give you the vaccines now. So this whole back and forth, you do this, you do that, without a clear-cut policy is hampering all the vaccination
it was
drives
the states
across the
that had
country.
asked to do it on their own.
No,
the central
no, so
government was
when-
anyway doing it.
No,
the
so when we
states
asked-
asked to do
When
it
we
on their
asked
own.
for
If
it,
you
ma'am,
could not
no,
do
I
it,
was
that
not
is when
talking
the
when you were
center had
talking,
to
ma'am. So
come
please
back
kindly hear me out. When the state asked for it, they said that we can do it provided we have access to the vaccine. And when the state was given the vaccine, but the central government shouldn't have taken the full stock because there are states in the country. So if you buy all the stocks from the vaccine providers or the vaccine producers,
That order
how
was
will the other
placed
states
before.
did not?
That order
didn't
was
the-
placed
didn't
before
the central government have
the
the
states
data
come in.
when they said the states can do what they want to do? Did the central government not have the data that we have got? all
But
the
you
stocks
said
and
हमें
the-
करना है,
the-
हमने कहा कर लो.
No.
That was the
No,
only thing.
no,
You
हमने-
said नहीं,
हमने
हम
कहा
करेंगे, हम
करना
करेंगे.
था,
When
आपने
the
कहा
central
करना था,
government
आपके
was
पास कोई
doing it,
data नहीं
you
होता.
wanted to
So
do
are you
it on
trying
your
to
own.
say
Okay.
that your government has not
Okay. Allow me to come in here and say just one thing. There is much to be discussed. There is much to be discussed as far as the current situation is concerned and what we need to do to fix the future. I don't want to go back to the situation that was there in April and who said what and why we went to that policy and then had to scrap it. Now, let me go back to the doctors who've joined us. And Dr. Gupta, to you first, and then we'll go across to Sameer Mehta as well. You are also saying that it's because you've seen a drop in demand since the government decided that it's going to be free for everyone and opened it up for above 18. But I remember that the private hospitals were of the view that you shouldn't even be capping the prices. So which one is it? Do you want no cap and high charges that you can put, or do you now realize that a higher cost is not going to help because people are not coming to you anyways?
I think that initial program from the government of India that was better when we were receiving vaccine at 150 rupees only and we were charging 100 rupees only from the patient and patient were getting at 250 rupees vaccine only. Because from 250 to we have suddenly increased to 780 and For Covaxin, it is around 1410 and 1400 something. That means there is sudden from 0 to 1400 or 800, there is a huge gap in the paying capacity of patients. Nobody wants to pay if they are getting free from the nearby government center. Even governments had announced that they will do doorstep programs, although they will do community reach programs also to vaccinate. I think there is currently shortage of supply, little supply, and it will be cleared within 1 month or so. And definitely the vaccine will be plenty available in the plenty. And we have a fear in private hospital also. If we procure in high quantity, and sometimes if there is change of policy also, then it can result in like financial problems for us also, because I have procured around 1.5 lakh vaccine in month of May only, and there was certain high demand of vaccines, and we were inoculating daily around 3 to 4,000 patients per day. But after this second week of June, there was certain decline in the vaccines and the decline in inoculation rate of the vaccines. And now, again, because of there is interruption of supply in different centers, there is a little like pace has increased of vaccine, but still there should be a clear policy. Now government has definitely given a clear policy that we have to purchase it from the COVID portal, from the NHA through the state government. I think it is very good, but it needs stabilization. It needs, I think, clarity. And also there is should be clear message from the government that vaccine is free only those who cannot afford it. Those who want free, they should go to the government center, but those who can afford, they should definitely prefer private centers, because if we like increase crowd at these government centers also, this center can be as an epicenter for spread of corona also, because there are so many people, those who are going in different centers, but they are not getting vaccine, or they are inoculating vaccine there, but they have to be in queue for hours, and it means there is a high risk of infection is spread from these places also. I think, and there is a huge fund with these, like the political spokesmen, they are fighting right now. They are one of the largest political parties of India and world, and I think they have a huge party fund also. There are so many bigger corporates. They have a CSR fund also. There are NGOs, those who can contribute to this vaccination drive, because this is a very huge program. This is this is the largest program of world, free vaccine program.
Yes.
Any government cannot afford it. Any government cannot afford it. I think we need support from non-government organizations also. We need support from CSR fund, those aligning with these bigger industrialists. They can inoculate their employees. They should take responsibility and accountability for inoculation of their employees across the India. And I think NGOs, they have lots of funds. There are political parties, they are spending a lot on their election campaigns.
Okay.
But they can also spend on this. So
I also feel that a lot of the large corporates, at least in the big cities, and a lot of us are in those big cities, at least in the big cities, most corporates have already done that. That part they managed in May and June itself. And of course, smaller companies not, and maybe that's something that they need to explore. But let me just take this point across to Sameer Mehta also. Sameer Mehta, when individual hospitals or even big chains or mid-sized hospitals place their orders, it does get into the system even for the state governments. Do the states have a very clear indication, and do they have a say on which hospital is able to order how much?
Hey, Tanvi, thanks. So I think, first of all, the premise is simple. If we don't all vaccinate, we're not solving this, because it's the weakest link that will hurt us. We all need to be vaccinated to build a certain amount of immunity so that the spread doesn't exist. And we need to do that early enough so that by the time a variant comes in, you've got a chance to at least fight the virus properly. I think a state government cannot predict how much a private hospital orders or pays for, because the challenge is, I'll tell you quite honestly, a lot of private hospitals in different parts of India did order through the app. They have still not received their doses for May or June. And it is, the reality is, if you didn't have enough doses because of a production shortfall, how could you distribute it to them? And I think whether we can predict that or not, that's not really the value of having this discussion. I think true value is, there are states which have very good health systems, and Tamil Nadu, we have to give hats off to the government, and some of the states in the south actually have exceptionally good health systems. So the percentage of what the public system can do versus the private system is actually, I would say, strongly in the public system, and the private system here supplements and supports. Whereas in parts of India, it's the other way around. I think for us, we have ordered through the government app. In some cases, it has taken 2.5 months for us to receive our first dose. We then ordered directly through other sources, through AHPI, and we got it within 2 days. Now, how they got it, how they were able to do it, I think the more stipulation that you put on a state or a country or a people, the less likely we will execute properly. This is India. It needs a bit of flexibility. We need a consistent storyline. We need, and I agree with the gentleman from Felix Hospital that really we should have had 150 rupees, set the price. There should have been a price because there are people who can pay for it and there are people who can't pay for it. Nobody is saying you should charge people who can't pay for it. Let's be transparent. But I think there are lots of people in corporate India, lots of people across India that will want convenience. We're getting a lot of requests, go vaccinate at home. I can't vaccinate in my hospital if I don't have enough doses. Right. Where am I going to vaccinate for somebody in their house, right? So I think if there is a consistent policy that does not change every 5 days, it will help states plan. Number two, I think there has to be a policy that is equitable for India. India is not one size fits all. India is different parts of India with 27 different pieces that are jumbled together. And the state systems in part A are very different from the state systems in part B. And I think that's the opportunity that we have to actually make this wonderful, like we've got some of the top vaccine manufacturers in the world. Yeah. It's time to show up.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. And in fact, on that note, I will have to thank everybody. I'm completely out of time. Some of the key takeaways from this conversation, where you've heard it from the hospitals as well, you've heard it from experts, you've heard it from the political representatives. The point of the matter also is, viewers, that the central government is off the view and seems to believe that, look, we have told the states 10 days, before June ended, that in July, you will get this much. This is the quantity that has been allocated to you. They've even put it in a document that has been submitted to the court. Now, the states need to plan it right. Why are they crying foul? But look at what the experts are telling you. One, the allocation promised, not even half of that is being delivered in some cases. Two, there are other instances from different states who say they don't know when the next lot is coming. Three, states say that you only give us a small batch at one go, and then we don't know when the next set will come, so it's difficult to plan. Four, the private hospitals are now saying either there is too much crowd when the government centers don't have vaccines, or there isn't much crowd in our centers. These are especially the smaller private hospitals. The big chains have managed to source their vaccines and are sitting on those vaccine stocks right now, and every day putting out little by little. But there are multiple issues here. Multiple issues even in the private center, where if you've decided to give them 25% of your stocks, you need to ensure that it's done in a smooth manner, used in a smooth manner, and the states and the center are able to track how much is going where and how it's being used. Much to be desired when it comes to the vaccination policy, much to be improved. Otherwise, every day we will get reports of either people walking 30 kilometers to a vaccine center to find that there are no vaccines and doing this day after day. And on the other hand, there are vaccines, but nobody turning up at those centers. These are the issues that must be fixed as well. Thank you for joining us.